the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another fresh edition of Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast, coming to you live from Virginia Beach. That's right. It's another beautiful Saturday, and it is beautiful here in Virginia Beach. It's barely 70 degrees, low humidity. We had rain. I thought I moved to London, England during this past week because we had rain and mist. The mist was so bad it almost looked like snow. You know what I'm saying? Coming down. But I'm happy to be here today. I survived the Scope last night, the Scope Arena. WWE SmackDown was in town. Was not a seat to be had. My buddy Rafi from Vegas flew in to go with me last night, and we had a blast. I'm exhausted because I'm too old for that shit nowadays. But anyway, thank you for joining us. Joining me here today, to my right, this is the show that's going to be called The Beauty and the Beast. That's right. Astor Williams joins us today. She is from the Miliari Group, our new sponsor here at Aaron's Hour. Good morning, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. By the way, we're also both Kiwanians together here at the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club here in the Virginia Beach and the Hampton Roads area. So we love giving back to our community. But today it's going to be all about financial strategy and how to live a financial, healthier life.
Yes.
Did that sound okay?
Yes.
Right off the top of my head. I made it sound good. Look at that. I am a professional, folks. Do not try that at home. By the way, real quickly, if you're watching us on Facebook, thank you very much, on WWDBTV Virginia Beach. Of course, Aaron's Hour show is also available, and WWDBTV. Now, if you have a preference to YouTube, guess what? Same 3 channels on YouTube. All live, all simulcast, and if you miss anything with the show, or more importantly, want to go back and get the contact information for Astria to get some good stuff, just go back to any of those channels. The replay will be up immediately following the live version of this show. All right. So, John, back in Las Vegas, he's pushing all the buttons. John Boy, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? You forgot about the time delay.
I know, that's true. The time delay, and not only that, the 10-second time delay plus 3-hour delay also.
Yep.
So how you doing? What's been going on in your neck of the woods? Yeah, right.
Actually, the weather's starting to break. We're hitting under hundreds now. So, 94, 95. In fact, the other morning it was like 78 degrees.
Wow.
So,
that was our high the other day.
I had to get out my long sleeve shirts and my winter coat and all that stuff.
And your woolies?
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's starting to get nice now. This is
that was our highs this week. Yesterday was beautiful. The humidity broke yesterday. This morning was nice out there. I was out getting my lawn watered because they came and seeded for the winter. So they said to me, make sure you water the lawn. And of course, my lawn does not have a sprinkler system. So I was out there running around with the sprinkler heads this morning. With the
Wait, you don't have one of those? You don't have one of those?
I have 2 of those.
Oh, okay.
That's what I have. I have 2 of those, and I have one of those that has looks like the fountain.
Yes.
So, and of course, I waited till I got fully dressed this morning to come to the studio and had to change because I got muddy and dirty and all the grass clippings were all over the place. But anyway, so yeah, it's beautiful here. It is nice, but yeah. So anyway, all right, John, goodbye. Thank you. All right. All right. So before we listen, so in all seriousness, I'm going to give you a few seconds here, folks. Make sure you grab a pencil, pen, crayon, whatever you're used to writing with, and of course some paper, because when we start talking about the things that Astria and her folks can do to educate you and give you the proper financial strategies, you are going to want to take some notes. Now, again, the beauty is that when you want to go back, if you miss something, you can go back and catch the notes again, but at least certainly pay attention because I think I shared this with you after we first started talking about all this. I went back, there were 2 of these monthly, streaming services that I hardly use. And I look back, I'm like, damn, she's right. And I deleted and I saved that money. So you just being aware of what you got, right?
Yes, that is one of the first steps that we help with.
Be aware of what you're spending your money on because sometimes it's too late. All right, with that, I got some news and notes. I got some winnings and lotteries and stuff going on. So with that, it's time for Vegas and Rap 2.0.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, there you have it. It's time for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. And a lot of the stories Usually, last week's show, I was supposed to have a guest. The guest was ill, so it ended up just being John and I messing around for an hour. And I had all these stories and winnings, and so we hardly covered as much as I wanted. So a lot of these I carried over from last week.
Oh, wow.
So it made prepping for today's show a little bit easier because I had all this stuff to still go over. But one of the things I like to share are lottery winnings. Yeah. Especially, like the rip-offs or the scratch-offs. I rip off because the old days, some people think lotteries are all rip-offs. But you have the ticket pieces you can rip off and all that. But in Vegas, when or even here at the Rivers Casino, when you're playing the games and the table games and the slots, I'm always enamored with the story when it reads, Astria, a resident of, Hampton Roads area, put in 3 cents and won $1 gazillion. Well, how much money did that person put in all this time before they actually won that jackpot? That's the story that I always like. But anyway, hey, do you shop? Where do you go food shopping?
Where do I go food shopping?
Where do you like? What store?
I actually frequent 3 stores because they're close to me. So
okay, is Kroger one of them?
Kroger, no, unfortunately, is not close to me.
Well, then this story will be totally irrelevant to you. Kroger, Food Lion, Harris Teeter, those are all the ones around us. Well, guess what? A trip to Kroger in Henrico, Virginia, turned into a life-changing stop for Lilton Davis Jr., who purchased a Virginia Lottery double-it ticket and won the game's $100,000 top prize. Holy cow. Davis bought the ticket at the Kroger store located at 9000 Staples Mill Road and scratched it while still inside, discovering that he had won the $100,000. The double-it game offers prizes ranging from $10 to $100,000. His win marks the second top prize claim, which means there's still one more out there for $100,000. And what I love about what Virginia does that the state of Nevada should do, all proceeds from all lottery spending goes K-12 education.
Oh, wow. That is
good
awesome.
for them. So that's why I don't mind spending money for a ticket, even though I don't win. I look at that as a donation direct to the school system. Hey, a gambler turns $30 into a big slot machine jackpot down in Florida. Because, there's some casinos down there. All the retirees down there need something to do, so they built casinos. They said, hey, when is their Social Security check coming in? Well, come cash it here at the casino. Oh, and spend money on the way out. Lucky gambler walked away from this player sat at a Coin Trio Royal slot machine at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tampa. This was at the tail end of August, right before Labor Day. The visitor bet $30, hit spin, and watches the symbols flash across the screen until the jackpot message appeared. $30 turned into $117,000 for that lucky winner down in Florida. So congratulations to them. Chief, back in Las Vegas, is watching. Good morning, my brother. Hope you're feeling well. I'll have to share with you some SmackDown stories from last night, dude. All right, lucky lotto player hits. Chief, he says, I want a 29-cent a cup of coffee from McDonald's.
Hey.
Attaboy, Chiefy.
Small wins. Wins.
You know what? Absolutely. Small wins, you add them all up. I love that. Lucky lotto player hits $7 million on a scratch-off at a 7-Eleven. Virginia Beach man is $7 million. He hit it at a Chesapeake 7-Eleven right down the road from us. The anonymous winner told the Virginia Lottery his reaction could be summed up in 3 simple words. It was surreal. Yeah, I bet it was. He bought his lucky 500 time the money ticket at the 7-Eleven on Kempsville Road in Chesapeake. That is like literally 5 miles down the road from me. I pass it every time I go to a Kiwanis meeting. The game's top prize is $7 million, and the lucky guy hit it. There's now 1 jackpot remaining. Now, Virginia law, here's another thing I learned when I read this article. Virginia law allows winners of $1 million or more to remain anonymous.
Oh, that's awesome.
So awesome. This way, other than the officials.
Not everybody coming out of the woodwork.
That's right. I hate when that happens. All right, last story about some winnings. A gambler from Hawaii bets $10 on a slot machine. Then it's a big jackpot out in Vegas. So tourists from Hawaii, visitor hit on the Lightning Buffalo Links Super Grand Jackpot Progressive Slot Machine August 30th at Virgin Hotels. The guest bet $10. $10 turned to $179,796, and I don't know those last 3 and 66 cents. Those last 3 digits make me nervous. Anyway, but that wasn't the only big win in Vegas. Another gambler bet $25 on a Dragon Link slot machine and won over $1 million up in Summerlin at the Red Rock Casino. So we got 2 lucky winners back to back there in Las Vegas. I just love sharing that kind of stuff. All right. Let's bring some of the activities closer to home here. Town Center, which is exactly where my studio is located, right in the heart of Virginia Beach. Not like Virginia Beach by the waterside, but this is like the business cultures, a mall and all that stuff. But anyway, I mentioned this last week that this month started the movies out in the square.
Yes.
So this week's movie, by the way, it's from now until October 25th. You can get free popcorn. When the weather turns, they have free hot chocolate while supplies last, of course. This weekend's movie tonight, if you have nothing planned at 7 p.m., Despicable Me 4 is tonight's family movie. So check that out. All right. Now, next weekend, John, do you have the historic Kempsville flyer available? If you can pop that up, I'd appreciate it because this will be a nice little segue. There you have it. The historic Kempsville Family Fun Fest, which I've been a part of since last September planning this, and I'm going to be the town crier for this, celebrating the history of old Kempsville because it was like one of the first locations that the first shots were fired in the Revolutionary War. John was there. He covered it, by the way. That's how I know this stuff. Was originally scheduled for next Saturday, the 20th.
Yes.
However, there's a big air show or something going on in town, and among other visits, activities, we have moved that event to Saturday, April 25th of 2026. Same location, over by Episcopal Manual Church on the corner there of Witch Duck and Kempsville Road and Princess Anne and that whole section there. So the reason I bring that up, because next week is the air show that I was just referencing. Gates open at 8 a.m. The show begins at 10. The Blue Angels are going to be there at 3 p.m. both next Saturday and Sunday performing. Now, the only tickets at the time that I read this last week that were available were general admission, $17.50 for general admission. You can go to oceanairshow.com. Again, that's oceanairshow.com for all your information that you could want. So here's the current performer lineup, and I'll just say, as they say in wrestling, card subject to change. Stuff happens. We've talked about the Blue Angels. They're going to be there. The F-22 Raptor demonstration team, the FA-18F Rhino demo team, Air Power demonstration, the Fleet Flyby, F-35C2 Lightning demonstration team, Firewalkers International Pyro, pilot Kevin Coleman, Skydive Suffolk, Wingwalker Sam. I love the simplicity of that name. Just Wingwalker Sam. I wonder what he does for a living. The world's largest rubber duck. That's my favorite thing. Pacemaker Aviation, Warbird Thunder Air Shows, Redline Air Shows, Smoke and Thunder Jet Truck, Aaron DeLue, pilot, and Mike Goulian Aerosports. Again, oceanairshows.com. General admission tickets was all that was available. Okay. Senior Fest. Norfolk Sheriff's Office is set to host their annual Senior Fest. It is set to take place September 24th at Chartway Arena. That's down on the ODU campus, 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Here's the best part. The event is free for Norfolk residents 55 and up. It's all sorts of resources and things for as you enter into that age for seniors to have some information at hand when you need it. It features complimentary catered lunch, guest speakers, door prizes, and entertainment. Attendees can also receive a free flu shot and health screening. So there you have that.
That's actually really good.
So you can check that out at www.norfolk-sheriff.com. So I'll save that for you if you want to check it out.
Love you too.
Well, listen, I don't know what anybody needs. Now, if you're into shows and entertainment, and we'll wrap up with these last two pieces before we go to break so we can get down to business. The Little Theater of Virginia Beach is gearing up for its performance of Sleuth, which is a Tony Award-winning thriller. According to the release, the hit Broadway play will be coming to the Little Theater located at 550 Barberton Drive starting last night through October 5th. Chief wants to know, what about people over 70? What do they get? You get a pat on the back and an extra shot of oxygen, okay? The play was originally written by Anthony Schaefer in 1970, and it won at Best Tony in 1971. Now, if you want tickets for the show, tickets for the play, which contains mature themes and languages, are available to purchase on the Little Theater of Virginia's website, which is ltvb.com. That's ltvb.com, or by calling 757-428-9233. Tickets start at $25 for adults, $12 for children, and children under 12 are free. And last but not least, as part of the Virginia Arts Festival in December, there is a British vocal ensemble called Voices, VOCES, and the number 8. They're going to be appearing in Norfolk, Williamsburg, and Richmond in December. This group consists of 8 singers and is known for its a cappella harmonies. I love a cappella.
Oh, I love.
You know, when I first started here, Rocky, remember the original Rocky movie?
Yes.
Were you alive when the original Rocky movie came out? No, I asked that
Probably not, but it came out. I got to see it when it was put on network television
All
when
right,
I was
there
a
you
kid.
go. I think it came out, I want to say 76, but I might be off a year or two. But they had the group on the corner there by the fire, you know, in the old neighborhood where Rocky lived, and the a cappella group. Take You Back was the song they were singing. It was called Take You Back. Take You Back. Do, 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 do. Anyway, they consist of 8 singers who are known for a cappella harmonies. Its repertoire spans centuries and its performances span the globe. Here's the cool thing. These folks even opened up for Paul Simon at one time, as well as orchestras around the world. Tickets are on sale now and can be purchased in person, by phone, or just go to the website, vafest.org. September 16th, Christ and St. Luke's Episcopal Church in Norfolk. The 17th, St. Bede Catholic Church in Williamsburg. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced that. And on the 18th, River Road Church Baptist in Richmond. 16th, 17th, and 18th. Again, vafest.org. All right, that does it for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. When we come back on the other side, it's now time to get down to business with Astria. That's right. You ain't going to want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. Messages from our sponsors, Miliari Group, Comfort Care, and hold on, it's coming. Different Strokes 757. Oh, and the Voice Hall of Fame shot. Take it away, John. We'll be right back.
Is your credit card debt getting you down? When that student loan payment is due, does your cable bill go unpaid? Are you ready to throw in the towel because you do not know how to financially survive? The Miliari Group is ready to educate you on how to get out from under the pile of debt and retire as a tax-free millionaire. They eliminate student and credit card debt and help families set their kids up for success. For more information, call 956-532-2349 or email williamsastria961@gmail.com or scan the QR code to meet with us. The first 100 calls will receive a free will. So, call 956-532-2349 or scan the QR code now and learn how to become the millionaire you always dreamed to be.
I wouldn't let aging stop me from being me.
Oh yeah, still got those moves in me.
I will be fabulous. I will accessorize.
Comfort Care can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands. Let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match so you can live your best life possible.
Hey, honey, what you doing?
Getting ready to watch a game.
What about fixing up the house like you promised?
What you talking about?
Just the new light in the den, the new shower in our bathroom, the new fence around the yard, the front steps.
Stop! You know, I have a better idea. You know Craig down the street? He owns a company that specializes in handyman services, but he is more than just any old handyman.
Really? Would you say different strokes for different folks?
You know I will. You know why? Because he does home repairs and he does painting and kitchen remodels and bathrooms and everything else in between.
How are his prices?
Great value for great quality. You know, I think I'll invite him over and get a free estimate for all the things that I know will make you the happiest, dear.
Call Different Strokes Painting and Handyman Service for a free estimate by calling 757-395-9999 today.
That's 757-395-9999. Above the rest, they show up and show out by making your vision come to life.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. Lots of stuff. And again, I want to thank all of our sponsors that are here, part of the Aaron's Hour world. But just as important, today, the spotlight on our sponsors, the Miliari Group, and that is where my guest comes in today. So you ready to get started?
Sure.
Let's tell them a little bit about your background as to who you are, and then we'll get into talking about the Miliari Group and the education and strategies. I love that word that you guys provide. Go ahead.
So my name is Asher Williams. I am originally here in Virginia because I had joined the military. I'm from Texas, or South Texas.
South Texas.
And I have to say South Texas because if you go to Texas, every part of Texas is literally its own personal state. Trust me. But I'm originally from South Texas. I joined the military and I married a man from the military. So I'm still up here with him till he retires. But I got into the Miliari group because I was tired of working jobs that I had no time with my family.
What kind of jobs? What did you do before this?
Well, before the Navy being out to sea constantly.
Sure.
The first 3 years of our marriage, I saw him maybe 6 months.
Okay. Well, maybe that's why you guys are still married. I don't know. Some people's marriages last when you're not together. I don't know.
But
which is not true. I know these guys. That's not the case.
But we after that, I did go into school. I went into culinary, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll just feed everybody. I like to give to everybody, so let's feed everybody.
There you go.
But being up here in Virginia, the only places that hired me were the seedy downtown places. So, and their hours have it to where I got back to seeing my husband maybe 30 minutes when he came back home and 30 minutes before he left for work.
Okay.
So that cycle started over again, and I'm like, okay, we can't do this. I had a baby, I had a toddler, and I had my son, and we're like, we can't do this with 3 kids. So we decided, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I went into storage and got promoted pretty swiftly. And okay, this is 9 to 5. I can deal with this. Right. Except it wasn't completely 9 to 5. And I'm a person that puts a lot into what I do for work.
Sure.
So I'm a very giving person. If a customer needs something, I'm going to, if somebody just needed a little extra help, I'm going to be there for them.
Absolutely.
But it took a lot of my time. And on my days off, I was never truly off. So
it's like you're always on call.
Yes.
Yeah. That's not a break.
So my mother-in-law had moved in with us, and I was helping with her needs and everything. I didn't have the time for spending any time with my kids. And I you know what? I don't have time for anything. And this job is not, I'm back to my old thing. So my husband and I, we took another break. He got introduced to the Miliari group, and he listened. He's a very, very, very good listener. And he came home and he goes, Asher, I might have found a solution. You were looking for a part-time job, something maybe remote. Let's take a look at this. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. I met the Marvin from the Miliari group, and he introduced to all that they do, who they are, what their mission is. One of the biggest things is they leave no family behind. And he helped us out. And then I was like, wow, they actually do what they say they're going to do.
Imagine that.
They didn't try to sell me anything. They're like, this is where you are. This is where you want to be.
And here's how you get there.
These are the things that can take you there. Which way are you? They make it your choice. We make it to where it is easier for you to walk down that path.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, this is what I want to be a part of, because I'm so big onto helping people find out where they are in life and making sure they get to where they want to go. And that is the hardest thing for people to do, because so many things have happened in their lives to where they were told that that's just not feasible.
Right. That you can't.
And that this is reality. But the reality is you can get to your goals. You can get to your dreams. You just got to know the path to get there.
Well, and I think for a lot of people, we don't know what we don't know. We just have done things out of routine. We've seen our parents do things a certain way. Oh, we'll just do it, worry about just putting food on the table, not worry about how I'm going to pay the bill next month or prepare for kids or a house or a car. So I think we just become a creature of habit a lot of ways. We don't know that there's other methods out there unless somebody that brings it to our attention or we stumble across something for sure. The thing that comes to mind as we're talking is for years, we talked about this when I was back in Vegas doing the shows back there, that financial education should start in high school, teaching kids how to, seniors, how to even just balance a checkbook, how to manage money better. If some of that education were to happen on the school level, suffice it to say, things would be easier for you to educate adults as well by putting those two pieces together. Yeah.
Yes, it would. I mean, if they had the education, it's just basic, not just basic budgeting, but basic, taxes, how your taxes are. There's supposedly in economics classes in some high schools that's supposed to teach how your money grows, but that doesn't come off that way.
Right.
They just pretty much, here's the market, and that's what that does.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
That's no explanation to this person on how that assists or it might not be good or might be good or how that would help them in the future.
Right.
None of this information is explained to how this would better them and better their lives as they get, sent into the workforce or sent into, because some high school kids start working in as 16, 15-year-olds.
Sure. I started work when I was 14. So yeah, absolutely. Everything was chore and money and here you go, mom and dad, put in the bank for me. What do I know?
Yeah. And if they knew where they can actually stick their savings to actually work for them, they would have, so many people would have a good step in life that they would not need. You would say not need some of the financial services, but there's always
Guidance,
a strategy.
Okay.
They would be not in so desperate debt because they only know to spend. Here, take my card.
Gotcha. So I want to clarify for the audience now, some of the things that you're saying, they're probably thinking, oh, she's talking about a financial plan or buying insurance and all that. Maybe, possibly, who knows, whatever the combination is, because every situation, every person you talk to, it's a whole different scenario. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let the audience know when I met Astrid this morning outside the building to bring her in, because on the weekend, the building is locked up. You were outside talking to a gentleman that was out there just hanging out, waiting to be a friend or whatever. Anybody and everybody could always ask a question because you're an educator, you're a strategist. So we're not talking financial planning for the purposes of this interview. Maybe that does come in the conversation when you sit down with people. So what is the difference, though, between a financial planner and a strategist? What you guys do? Talk to me about some of the differences.
So I do love the financial advisors. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I do love the consultants. They're certified on what they do, and most of them are very caring and genuine people. I'm not those guys, and that's not mean to be mean. What I mean by I'm not those guys, they typically work with one company. So they're selling
a specific product
that company has.
And they're licensed. They have to be licensed by the Trade Commission, I think, right?
No, they're licensed by the state.
Oh, by the state. Okay.
And usually, but they only pretty much work with that company's products.
Okay.
That company's products, it could have some good stuff. But that doesn't necessarily, that will work for every person they come across. So everybody's needs are different.
Okay.
So being where I'm a financial strategist, I work with a slew of CPAs, investors, wealth managers that have so many different products
that
and things
you can do a better match
available, something that suits this person's needs and interests and goals so much better. And in doing that, you give them a better path, a relief of their future. They know where they're going. They don't have to be worried about what's not going to happen in their future.
Right.
So, and that's one of the things I love to do. I love being able to show people here, this is what we can do for you. You don't have to go with this. We have all of these too.
Yeah, because not every situation is a cookie cutter situation. And that's what you were talking about early on. One company, you've got to fit into this mold. Otherwise, you're either not going to get everything you need and you're going to be paying more to get all the different parts you need to get together. Or you find one home, one-stop shopping, so to speak, that can offer you everything.
Yes.
Or at least offer you everything that would be the fit for what your goals are.
And awesome. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. One of the things we also do is we don't just stick with the people that only make $250 more a year.
Right.
We leave no family behind. We help everybody in any financial situation. No matter what their financial standing is, we have the help. We have the availability of all these products and companies that can get people in the right path sooner than they realize. They just need to realize the path.
Sorry, I just got a message from John. I'm glad you picked that one up, John. I missed that one. Okay, so what is, before I forget, we're at the bottom of the hour. I want to find out what is contact information as we're going through this that somebody can have to reach out to you to continue a conversation.
So to continue this conversation, because like I said, everybody is different. My name is Ashley Williams. So my email is williamsastria961@gmail.com. And my phone number, area code 956-532-2349. I'm here to help. We work with a team that we want to make sure every family has a path to go. We eliminate student and credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
We help our clients retire as tax-free millionaires, and we help families get their kids set up for success.
Give me that phone number again.
Area code 956-532-2349.
All right, because John's going to put that up on a crawl so as people are watching, your email and phone number will come up as well. So I like that last part, because now as we're getting ready to go into the holiday season, people are going to start using their credit cards.
Oh, yes.
So many people, if you're like me, probably still carrying some debt from last holiday season,
yes,
want to probably try to clear it off and get current before they bury themselves again, which is almost like residual income for you guys, people who keep burying themselves. But what are some of the, let's talk about strategy before we change gears. What kind of strategy can you give somebody who's looking to maybe make an immediate impact on saving some money? I know I kind of alluded to the conversation you and I had a couple of months back.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody, if you're just in passing talking with somebody, you want to just drop a little nugget of interest. Give me some of those things. What do you think you would share somebody to do?
I've been asked that if, they really just want to put it into savings and they're really working on that. I've always suggested a high yield savings.
Okay.
Inflation's at 3%.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of banks don't offer even a 1% in their savings. So always look for a high yield savings. You can actually go to Google.
But where do those savings come from? If they don't change any of if they don't get an increase in salary or things like that, where can people save to put some extra liquid at the end of their week to look at that?
So our cash flow, yes. So to get more cash flow, realize where you're spending the money, like you mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I have an app called Rocket Money. So it categorizes everything. It makes me make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
If there's been an expenditure that wasn't expected, it's not categorized. It's free.
Mm-hmm.
But I have that, and I'm like, oh, I'm spending too much on Amazon this month. Maybe I should.
Mine would be Temu.
Or I'm spending. Okay, my bill went up here. I need to figure out why.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're raising my bill here. The year has passed. Now
Mm-hmm.
they're raising the bill. Do I need to look for something else?
Right.
So there's so many different ways of finding cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize because they are not keeping up with or have something that's helping them keep up with their expenses, because life's you're busy.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't have the time to sit there with spreadsheets and going, okay, what's my budget? No.
I remember the old days, people used to write out checks because at the end of the month they sell the checks in their checkbook, even though there was no money in the bank account. So there's that. And then of course, streaming services. I mean, I'm guilty as the next party. I have my cable, but I've got Paramount, I got Netflix, I got Hulu, I got them all. And do I need them all? No. But for that one show that I may want to watch that may pop back up, I got it. But I'm spending $20 a month for one show of an episode. All right, before we go to break, I'm going to change gears on our guest. We're going to start hitting her with some of my favorite questions that have nothing to do with business. I warned her that I'd be doing this, so she has a little warning of it. So, all right, so this is kind of like a little game. First thing that comes to mind.
Awesome.
Like you have the ink blot test. What does this look like kind of thing? All right, so kind of first reaction. Who's your favorite actor of all time? Male.
My favorite actor?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Well, not mine. I know mine. I want yours.
Oh God, I don't really particularly have a favorite actor. I will have to say I watched a lot of movies with Bruce Boxleitner in it.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Okay. All right. Who's your favorite actress? Give me the female side.
The actress is easy. Kate Hudson.
All right, that's a good one. Favorite all-time movie, so that when it comes on, you sit down with Kevin, maybe the kids, you grab your favorite adult beverage, a few snacks, you turn your phone off, you don't want to be bothered for the next 2 hours. What movie is that?
Oh gosh, I'm a crazy person.
It's okay. Crazy people like movies.
I like mystery movies and thriller movies.
Okay.
So, you ever seen the original Changeling with George C. Scott?
No.
It was before my time, but I got to see it when I was a kid.
John probably saw it. If it was before our time, he probably saw it.
So George C. Scott played this man who had lost his wife and kid in a car accident, and he got moved out somewhere, and the house was haunted.
Okay.
But it's not so much just the haunting and all the scaring. It was the mystery of how this house was haunted, by whom, and how it came to be this. And I don't want to spoil it because this is a movie.
That's fine.
It's actually more of a story than jump scares.
Gotcha.
That's one of the things I love. I love the story.
Okay.
So
it's The Changeling?
The Changeling with George C. Scott, because there was a movie called The Changeling, I think in the early 2000s.
Okay.
And it was about a missing child.
Okay.
But The Changeling, kind of similar. It is a changed child.
See, if I want to get scared, I just look at my bank account. That's all I mean. That's literally, as I say that with you sitting here in the room right now. What's your favorite genre of music?
Genre of music.
What's your favorite type of music?
80s.
80s?
80s.
Last question before we go to break. So keeping that in mind, you're driving in your car, you had a red light, you're at a stop. What is your favorite all-time song that it comes on the air that you're going to sing karaoke to, and you don't care what anybody sees you looking like as you're singing? What is that song?
Pump Up the Volume by Mars.
Pump Up the Volume. Speaking of which, pump up the volume because we got some commercials coming up from our sponsors. Kalo 3D Prints is one of them. They're going to be part of this next set of commercials. Don't go anywhere. Aaron John will be right back.
Kalo 3D Prints is a proud veteran-owned business that specializes in state-of-the-art, cutting-edge 3D printing and laser services. We create high-quality prototypes, personalized gifts and designs tailored to your needs. We offer precision engraving, cutting, and etching on just about any material you can imagine, resulting in stunning custom signage, decor, and branded products. Committed to excellence and driven by military values, Kalo 3D Prints turns your vision into reality with fast, reliable service. Visit our Etsy store at Kalo 3D Prints. That's Kalo, the number 3D Prints. Or email us at kalo3dprints@gmail.com.
Have you ever wanted to dress like a Hall of Fame broadcaster but didn't know where to begin? In 2018, Aaron Phillips was inducted in the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, and The Voice was born. Aaron has been part of many successful podcast programs, and branding those programs plays a vital role. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and order the latest embroidered products featuring the logos of many of Aaron's shows. Discounts and flat shipping rates are available on all orders, regardless of quantity, on men's, women's, and kids' apparel, and many accessories. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and let Aaron's voice speak to you.
I won't let aging stop me from being me.
Oh yeah, still got those moves in me.
I will be fabulous. I will accessorize.
Comfort Care can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands. Let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match so you can live your best life possible.
Is your credit card debt getting you down? When that student loan payment is due, does your cable bill go unpaid? Are you ready to throw in the towel because you do not know how to financially survive? The Miliari Group is ready to educate you on how to get out from under the pile of debt and retire as a tax-free millionaire. They eliminate student and credit card debt and help families set their kids up for success. For more information, call 956-532-2349 or email williamsastria961@gmail.com or scan the QR code to meet with us. The first 100 calls will receive a free will. So, call 956-532-2349 or scan the QR code now and learn how to become the millionaire you always dreamed to be.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Kalo and Miliari Group and Comfort Care and The Voice and whoever else is watching. We want to thank you. By the way, just want to remind everybody that if you want to reach out to Astria, it's Williams Astria, ASTREA 961 at gmail.com, or you can call her 956-532-2349. Financial strategist. That's the key difference here. And what I want to do is I want to ask you about some myths and crazy things that are out there in the world of financial strategies. Okay. Give me a couple of myths that people believe about their financial situation that is not true. What comes to mind?
That is not true.
Well, I mean, let's face it. A lot of people, I guess what I'm thinking is that people think their financial situation can be helpless, right? Oh, I'm never going to get out from under this debt. I'm never going to do that. Like you said before, we just get into this frame of mind of negativity of I'm never going to be able to get out from under. Well, that's a myth because you have tools that can do that. But are there myths within that belief that you guys can break?
There was somebody I did talk to, and I'll have a small conversation and continue it later when they contact me. There was a gentleman. He did not realize that his father co-signing for him and him not paying on that.
What that meant for the father.
And him both.
Well, sure.
But it had to explain to him that would put not only him in debt, but his father as well.
Sure.
And reflect badly on their credit. And I was like, you would think that would be common sense. I mean, but with the lack of education taught, it actually, unfortunately, is not surprising. We do run into those things a lot. Other myths is that there is no way I can have any more retirement past my 401k.
Okay.
Or I can't, save past a certain amount because my bank only takes so much.
Okay. Never heard of a bank turning down money, but okay.
Well, some banks only insure certain amounts, so they think they don't need to put in more than that.
Gotcha.
I've heard those. Those were interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of people who don't take the first step forward because they've been misinformed that in order to take the first step forward, they have to have a lot of money. That's one of the biggest myths. You don't have to be a millionaire to take the first step of, basically financial, just being financially having everything that you needed, everything, to retire, to make sure there's a legacy for your family and everything else.
You just used a word I think that's vital, and that's legacy. Because I think if we're not prepping financially to be comfortable in retirement or whatever for ourselves, the legacy you leave behind to your family is a legacy of debt.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate that's the kind of legacy that I think most people leave behind, not purposely, but because we don't know better, or the people out there don't know better on what they can do to not leave a legacy of debt, but leave a legacy of wealth. Right?
Yes. And that's exactly usually what happens. It just continues on. So the first thing, as you've mentioned before, the education. And then the next thing we educate them is, here are your options.
Right.
Here are these things that actually exist for you to not stay in the cycle, to not stay in this trap. You don't have to be a millionaire to have financial stability. You can make your own financial stability, but you just need to step on the path.
Do you find that most people who reach out to you today are in a desperate state financially, that they come for help almost as a last resort versus being proactive? Because I believe being proactive is obviously better, always is, of course, rather than being reactive. So most people, are they coming to you reactively because they're in a situation, they're desperate, they've tried to do it on their own, they just the electricity is going to be turned off in 2 days, all that sort of stuff. Is that the condition most people reach out to you that they're in?
So recently, now we take everybody. We have people who have a lot of finances and they just don't know what to do with it to make sure their futures and their family's future is secured. But I have been approached a lot recently by some people who they're not in financial ruin, but they're in a state where they don't know what to do with themselves. They feel that they're in a hole, even though they don't have bad credit or anything. They feel that they're in a hole because they're not making so much to have a lavish lifestyle,
to live the lifestyle that they want, or they were accustomed to before they got into debt, right?
Yeah, and you have some people who do get into debt, wait to get into debt and find help.
Okay.
We deal with a lot of those. So we are like, we just help you get out of that. We help on making sure that they take the right steps on not just getting out of debt, but never getting back into debt and securing their futures.
Okay.
Because most of America's in debt.
Sure.
And we're trying to make
the country itself is in debt. We operate in debt.
Our taxes are going to go higher and higher because we're trying to get ourselves out of debt.
Right.
And as a person, you don't want to be in the same trap.
Right.
You don't want to trap yourself. If you can prevent it, let's do that.
Sure.
But for a lot of people that's approached me recently, I've had a lot of people, they're in a financial situation they thought they were ready for a debt and they weren't. They can't take the debt well. Or they're not in debt so much, but they're not having the cash flow that they thought they can start their futures on.
Gotcha.
So in that, this is what we help them with, is with the cash flow. We help them find, sometimes it's something that's simple. Sometimes it's finding what they're spending too much on and helping them find, a better solution.
Okay.
But in all of this, they are taking the first step of being financially secured. So
because they're at least asking for help.
Yes.
By the way, folks, when you do either scan the QR code that you saw in the commercial on the flyer, or call or email, or go to aaronshour.vegas, go under the sponsor tab, and you'll see the Miliari Group logo there with the QR code. Make sure you mention Aaron's Hour, that's where you saw the interview or you saw the QR code, because this way they want to make sure, because I believe you guys offered a free will for anybody that calls, the first 100 or whatever it is. But you got to make sure you mention Aaron's Hour. This way they know that you heard some of the information, and that's where you got the contact information, so that they can make sure that you talk to Astria and her husband, who, by the way, is educating himself today on something, who knows what, probably putting paper airplanes together or something, I don't know. But that's why he's not here, but that's okay, because it just gives Astria and I more time to talk about what they offer. All right, before we go back into business, I want to throw some more of my silly questions out at you. What is your all-time favorite vacation spot you'd like to go to someday?
I love to travel, so I did a lot in the Navy.
Sure.
I would love to go see Norway and England.
Really? Okay. Very nice. Kind of like, they're like two completely opposite styles of countries, aren't they?
Yes.
England, the proper folks. Norway, Norse and Vikings and all that world history is there. I mean, not that London's not historic. Okay. What is your favorite meal, top to bottom, starting with like an appetizer on down to dessert?
So appetizers, I like oysters.
Okay.
On a half shell.
All right. That's all right. That's good. That's good. Are you a schlurper? That's where you got all the juice in there, right? In the shell?
No, I don't.
You scoop?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So we got oysters as an appy. How about an adult beverage?
I would have to go with an Italian margarita.
Okay. All right. Main meal.
Main meal, a salmon puttanesca.
English, please.
I don't know it by any other name. It's an Italian dish.
Okay.
So it is a grilled salmon on a bed of sauteed spinach with capers, sun-dried tomatoes, and olives.
Gotcha.
And an oil drizzle.
sides with that, like potato or pasta or no, just okay. Dessert.
Dessert. That's a hard one. So either death by chocolate.
Yeah, have me a chocolate.
Or there was this one dessert, pâte choux.
What is that?
So being in culinary school.
There you go. That's right. This is up your alley.
Pâte choux was like a dough that they put a pastry or a custard in, and they would shape it into little things. So it's like just the light crisp into the fluffy dough, into the custard. And usually the ones that I've seen made were made into swans.
Oh, interesting.
So,
swans.
So
okay.
So pâte choux. I don't know why I have an obsession with pâte choux, but I see a pâte choux, I'm going to go grab it.
Gotcha. All right. If money were no object, and assuming you don't already have this in your driveway, what is your all-time favorite vehicle that you'd like to own someday?
I would say Hellcat.
Really? Oh, Hellcat. All right. Favorite superhero, Batman or Superman? Remember the studio that you're sitting in.
I've actually always supported my sister with Batman because
we were
of the
talking about
intelligence.
this before we went on the air. Her sister's a big Batman fan too.
I've always preferred the intelligence,
and
the mystery of Batman. I mean, granted, his thing wasn't so mysterious, but he'd stay in a mysterious way.
Absolutely.
Especially even around the other heroes he worked with.
Right.
So,
favorite Batman of all time, a favorite Batman actor. It could even be an animated voice, or although I noticed with the purple you're wearing, kind of that Joker vibe going. Just thought I'd
so
share
if you
that.
were calling the Joker, I would have to say Mark Hamill's Joker is fun.
Yeah, oh yes.
But the actor, I have to go with Jack Nicholson.
Really? I liked him. Yeah, I sense watching him in that. He really enjoyed playing that role because for him, it was like so out of character to play a character so offbeat. You know, because he's always just that either that really big villain or he's that like anger management, you know, all that stuff. You just got the sense he really let himself go and really thoroughly enjoyed playing the Joker.
The only thing he didn't like though is those implants that made him grin the whole time.
Yeah. How about your favorite Batman?
My favorite Batman, and that's
I'm sorry,
it's movie. Old.
No.
Adam West. I love the Adam West because he was fun. He was crazy.
Right. That's right. He was campy. That's why we like him.
But if we went to the movie Batmans, I have to keep with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I agree. I loved him in The Flash. That's why anybody wanted to see him redo his role in Flash, which I thought was great. All right, last question in that series. Then we'll get back to wrapping up the business. So this is the only serious style question of that stuff I ask. When the day comes, and this is going to be so far down the line, it's not going to happen anytime soon, but you're standing at the pearly gates and the maitre d' is there to wait for you and greet you to come in. What message you want to hear from the maitre d' upon entering the pearly gates?
How I helped people set better things for their lives.
There you go.
I want to help people set their own success stories.
Okay.
I want people to continue to help others' success stories.
Okay.
For it just to keep going. One of the things that, when you say that, it brings to mind Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson in the movie The Bucket List. I don't know if you ever seen
it. Absolutely.
And they were somewhere historic. And what was mentioned is when they felt that they were going into the next world, that it's not just the good deeds that you did for yourself, but what was the impact that you had on others. And I want that impact to be something that I made sure that people were not just successful financially, but with their family.
Absolutely.
Successful with their story, successful of making sure their neighbor was okay, making sure their grandmas, their children, everything was doing good in life. And good doesn't necessarily always mean financially.
Right.
Finances do help.
Oh,
but I want them to be able to develop on their own things, to be able to have a life full of, happiness with, and being there with their family and not having the turmoils of, finances hanging over their head being one of the many things. But not just that. I just want people to live their life as blessed and whatever blesses them.
And you could start by doing that by reaching out to Astria. That's WilliamsAstria961@gmail.com. Give her an email. 956-532-2349 is her phone number. You've got to put one foot in front of the other to start walking down the path of relief for your financial strategies. This is the person to call to do that. Don't hesitate, because the longer you wait, it's further in debt you're getting, where you could be getting out from under and getting any type of relief. So we are just about at the end of our time already. Can you believe it?
Oh, yeah. One thing I do want to point out.
Wrap it up.
A lot of people don't know because they're not talking to licensed people. But so if you don't know what's out there, talk to a licensed person. I'm a licensed person. My husband's licensed. We're here to help. So we're held to help you, your legacy, and everybody around you, just to make sure that your life is blessed. So I do want to, again, my name is Astria. I, pretty much pick up at any time. And I just want to make sure that I just really like helping people. I really like making sure that life is better.
Absolutely.
My life is better when I get to when somebody almost cries that now they have a future for their child. They're able to set a future for their child, and they didn't think they can do this until they were going to have to put student loans for their child.
Absolutely.
They didn't have to do
Make
that.
it happen. Now's the time that you can make a difference. All right, with that, everybody, thank you for watching. Just a quick program note. Next Saturday, my guest is going to be Jackie Lorenzo. She is the fundraising and community chair for Ronald McDonald House. The 27th, Ronald McDonald House is having their annual Petals and Pairings party at the Norfolk Botanical Gardens. Yours truly is going to be hosting that. So be on the lookout for information about that. But Jackie will be with me here next week on Aaron's Hour to talk about that and how you can get involved in supporting our local Ronald McDonald House here in Norfolk. Thank you, everybody, for watching. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. Thank you, Astria, for coming in. We appreciate it. See you next time. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on Aaron's Hour. Thank you for watching.